why your testosterone is lower than your grandfather's, and here's what to do about it. Right, there's a couple of things. I've made a note on the side, a couple of bit of bullet points, so I'm going to start right from the top on why yours and mine testosterone is a hell of a lot lower than our ancestors. And I'm only going as far as your grandfather. Maybe your dad, depending on when you were born, also had low testosterone. We definitely have low testosterone. I know there's going to be guys out there saying, but my testosterone's in the 20s. My testosterone's in the 25. It's 22. It's 28. It's 30. Still low. Still low, fella. When people were coming back from World War II, it was 50, 60, 80s. That was testosterone back then. Right. The air we breathe. Now, I don't know much about this. I know a little bit. Years ago, I used to look up and I used to see the sky. Now I look up and all I see is fake clouds. And you see the odd plane flying around here and there. And this happened many years ago. And you used to think, what is coming off the back of that plane? Are they really spraying chemicals in the air? And what for? Surely I must be a conspiracy theorist. So you dismiss it. You kind of don't believe yourself. You don't trust your own eyes, what you can see. And then you look at a normal plane going and you think, well, that isn't spraying something off. Like, what is going on? Is it clouds? I used to think it was just a cloud, like a plane going through a cloud. It's leaving a trail of a cloud, which makes no sense whatsoever. If you know what a cloud is, that can't happen. So we're made to think that, you know what? It's nothing. It's a conspiracy theory. And then all of a sudden, it got dropped. I mean, I rate Amazon, is it Amazon Prime, for dropping this? Amazon Prime dropped it, chemtrails. And the chemicals are there to poison us. And what do you think those poisonous chemicals are doing to our health? We don't even know some of the stuff they're doing to our health, but I can almost guarantee you one thing, that for years, for 20, 30, 40 years, when they've been spraying these chemicals in the air, what they have done to us is reduced our testosterone first and foremost. Are they cancerous and all the rest of it? Who knows? But they've definitely reduced our testosterone and probably cancer as well. I mean, increase the risk of cancer. We move on. The water. Now, there's a lot to be said about water and pipes and the way we get the water. Like, we're grateful for pipes, the sanitary system that we have in place now, because it definitely increased the life expectancy from 30 to 60 to probably 80 now in some countries. I don't know. I don't exactly know the life expectancy and what it is, but I definitely know that it has played a big role in saving us. But also, there is now water in. There's chemicals in the water, not water in the chemicals. There's chemicals in the water. Where do these chemicals come from? Recycling the water is one thing. Plastics in the water is another thing. They pump chemicals themselves in the water to clean the water or purify the water to give to us, for a start. So there's so many additives going into water. There was a whole bunch of fluoride that I saw a Rockefeller video once, without getting into conspiracies again. What should we do with all fluoride? Just dump it in the water, you know. So our water is polluted, 100%. Are there ways around it? Of course, there's ways around it. I mean, let's just start with, are there ways around the air we breathe? Move to a country that doesn't do the chemtrails. And maybe that might help a little bit. Who knows? Is there ways around the water? Do you buy bottled water that is filtered in plastic? Do you get a filter at home? Do you get one of those filters that fit under your tap? Or do you just heat your water? I don't know about that. I've no idea about it. I wish I knew more details. I wish I had more data. And I wish I was smart enough to figure this kind of shit out. But I don't. I'm with you guys on this. We don't know. Okay? So if you guys know, please comment down below. Help me out as well. Help me out. The water. Next up, we're going to go to the vegetables we eat. Now, this is a funny one, the vegetables one. And I love talking about this one because it really separates the men from the boys when it comes to when I talk about vegetables and I hit on vegetables. We are the only race that will spray shit on chemicals so other animals don't eat it, but we will eat those chemicals. We'll eat those chemicals. And some people think, myself included, I'm in the same boat as you guys. I'm in the same boat. That we'll get grapes that are full of all this Monsanto shit, and we'll rinse it under the tap. And we've washed the chemicals away. But you know, and I know, it don't work like that. But we still do it. We still do it. Imagine going wash your ass. I mean, I've done a tutorial for washing your ass back in the days on one of the reels. I wipe, wash, and then wipe. And that's how I normally do it. Because if you just wipe your ass, it doesn't go. And if you just use water, it doesn't go. You need to do everything all in one. So can you really just put water on fruit? And can I get rid of the pesticides and everything else? Who knows? We don't know. You know, like people have been talking about the Strait of Hormuz recently, I myself included. If you want to go to the channel, it's Fadi Daily. Click on the link down in the description. Is there going to be a listing description? Maybe not. But Fadi Daily for all the news updates. And people are like, well, Trump doesn't need oil because they have oil in America, but they need the chemicals. They still need the chemicals, G. And to the governments, these are just as important to keep you slaved than oil. Okay? Even though they don't sell us the chemicals, they do put it in our food. So that's another reason why they're stressing about this Strait of Hormuz. But that's another topic. So chemicals in the fruit. The way our fruit is grown nowadays is for convenience of travel. Yeah, believe it or not, convenience of travel. Like they manufacture fruit in a way so that it can be stored for longer. It can be kept for longer whilst it's in transit. So when it arrives, it will still look somewhat fresh. I mean, what is the thing about apples? I think there's like 4 or something seeds of apples in the world, something like that. And then from those 4 seeds, they've crossbred the seeds. And now there's like 8,000 or 10,000 different forms of apples that you can buy. You can buy apples. I don't know where I was at. Where was I now? I think I was in Canada many years ago. And this was the first time that I'd seen candy flavored apples. I mean, this was a long time ago. Probably 15 years ago I was in Canada. Around about that. 2012. Shit, yeah, 15 years ago. Okay. So chemical stuff in the fruit, in our vegetables. Maybe not fruit. Yeah, well, there's a lot of genetically modified fruit. We know that. Okay, so how do we get away from it? I don't know. I tried to eat fruit where we can eat the inside of the fruit, even though it's not helping us that much, but we're still getting some sort of chemicals, but we're probably getting less chemicals than we would if we had other stuff. Vegetables is a big no-no for me, because if you could Google this fact, right? Broccoli, kale. Someone mentioned kale this morning as well to me. Absolute garbage supplement, would never touch it. Kale, asparagus, anything green, cruciferous vegetables, you can Google that. Causes indigestion, bloating, gas. There was a study by someone, the powers to be, saying if you want to have a good, healthy, digestible gut, you need to eat your greens. And they sold this study to kids, and they sold it to families that make sure your children are eating greens. Can you remember that back in the days? Who's old enough to remember Jolly Green Giant? Remember we had a tin of greens, the green giant. That was the advert back in the days. And it used to be, make sure you eat your greens for what? For strength purposes. Now, I don't know this, and it's just popped in my head. I might be wrong, but I reckon they made the Incredible Hulk green because of the greens they wanted you to eat. I might be wrong on that one. Maybe it was radioactive, green radioactive. Anyway, look, I want to believe in that. Okay, they made it green because they want to push towards you that greens is good for you. So immediately, whatever they tell us to do or they want us to do the opposite. Remember the food pyramid? Remember the food pyramid they release all the time? What is on the top of the pyramid to not eat? The smallest amount at the top, and then we come out to the most. At the bottom, it's carbohydrates. At the top, it's steak and eggs. Like the thing that you should be eating the most of, they say have the least of. Eggs, steak, and nuts. And the vegetables are all the way down in the middle. Like consume as many vegetables as you want. Soon as they are telling you that kind of shit, flip that on its head. Have you seen the South Park episode when they try to work out the triangle, the calorie stuff, and they go, turn it around, it's upside down, and they turn it around, and they're like, yeah. Anyway, it's a funny episode. If you're a South Park watcher like me, it's a great episode to watch. Go watch it. So when they are selling you vegetables, stay the hell away from vegetables. That's my thing. And then I started eating broccoli thinking, holy shit, this is actually garbage. Remember kale was popular? Kale? Ugh, that's disgusting. What have they been telling us recently? Greens in the morning, greens energy, greens drinks for your gut health, detox. Remember all that shit? Can you remember all that shit? What happened to it? Garbage shit. Stop taking it. AG1 products. I'm going to do a whole video on that. Bloody scam later on. If you're taking AG1, chuck it in the bin. Anyway. Let's move on. vegetables, we've hit on them enough. The meat industry. Now, this is really bad as well. It gets even worse. Like, our food hasn't had time to mature to what it used to be. And this is where I talk about calories a lot. When people say to me, well, chicken breast is 20 grams of calories if you have 100 grams of chicken breast. Bro, the chicken breast, let's play into this illusion. Let's play into this fallacy that calories are real. And when they measured them, 20 grams was in 100 grams of chicken breast. Let's just say that. That chicken ran around, flapped its wings, tried to fly, even though it didn't fly. It picked around, it chilled with its young uns, it chilled with its husband or wife or whatever. Husband, yeah, the chickens that we eat are normally female, isn't it, right? We don't eat cocks, unless you're into that. So, it did all that shit. It ran around, flapped its wings, doing all that kind of stuff. It had a different fiber inside its being. And when you eat that chicken, it just tastes different. Then, I've had that chicken in Pakistan. I've had that kind of stuff in Pakistan because the chickens run around freely. Don't get me wrong, you get the battery from chickens as well. Then when you have the chicken normally, which you go and buy elsewhere, the fibers are different. They taste different. Yet on the calories, it's exactly the same. 100 grams of chicken universally has 20 grams of protein. Universally. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Really? Every single chicken on this planet has got the same amount of calories inside it for the same amount of grams. You go and check that calculator out and just think about it logically. Is that possible? And those same chickens from 50 years ago, when these calorie things were first invented, when Kellogg said we're going to keep it exactly the same, don't change it because we want to sell our Kellogg Special K diet, it hasn't been changed. Does that not make you wonder a little bit? And then you could argue and say, well, these are off by 30, 40%. But I thought people say, well, you just need to be in a deficit for about 100 or 200 calories a week, and then you will burn fat. Shut up, bro. Shut up. I'd love to have a debate with someone who's knowledgeable enough to talk about this shit with me. Try me, bro. Anyway, food industry, meat industry, scandalous shit, okay? Full of chemicals. They feed these chickens all sorts of rubbish. They're living in the horrible conditions. Try to get your chickens from a farm if you can. Try to get your meat from a local butcher's if you can. Of course, do your due diligence to check if they are coming from a good source. That's what I would recommend. The fish industry is even worse than the meat industry. Even worse. Like, salmon is kept in fish tanks, like actual literal fish tanks. It's not wild caught. If it says wild caught, then of course, buy wild caught. So all this shit is full of chemicals. They want to bulk the food up so they can sell it to you because it's sold on weight. When something is sold on weight, they bulk this shit up. Okay? The clothes and plastics in our system. So I've just wrote this down. Clothes. Now, I am not an expert in this. I don't know much about this. I wear cotton, I wear polyester, and I will probably never not wear it. I'll do my best to try and buy something later on. I don't know. I don't know much about it, guys. I don't know everything. Okay? But they're definitely bringing down our testosterone. There is definitely plastics in our system. Heavy metals in the food that we eat. The clothes have some sort of response to us, and we seep in the polyester and it makes our energy feel down. It does happen. I believe it 100%. How do we fix it? How can we go about it? I like wearing stretch fit materials when I go to the gym. How am I going to get stretch fit linen? I don't know. Someone help me. I need help as well with this kind of shit. But I'm just pointing out why your testosterone is lower than your grandfather's. So with all these things combined, and guess what? I have probably missed a couple of other things as well. Activity levels is a big thing. We don't do the shit back in the days what they used to do. Everything's so easily accessible. Now, this is on you. This is the one thing you can change. This is how you start fixing it. You can start eating better. You can start fixing it by moving more. And moving more doesn't mean just getting your 10,000 steps in. It means actually moving more, going to the gym, lifting heavy weights, putting your body under some actual stress so that it grows and repairs and becomes stronger and bigger, and it needs testosterone. And then, when you're getting all that shit done and everything's nice and clean and you get your blood work done and it is still low, because it will be low, it'll still be 20. If you are at the highest, it will still be 20. What do? You take TRT. That's it. And if you don't want to take it, don't take it. Be my guest. I've got no skin in the game. I'm only here to tell you what I do. That is it. If you don't want to do it, by all means, do whatever you see fit. But if you want to know exactly why your testosterone has dipped and it's lower than your grandparents', this is the reason why. Hopefully, this gave you some value. Comment down below, let me know your thoughts on this. Like and please subscribe.